Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. First of all, let me say that this video is going to be a bit lengthy in talking with a whole bunch of pictures. So grab your drink, roll up something, do whatever you do, but sit in for this one with an open mind, because we are about to exercise some intelligence. Alright, we don't want no emotions, we want intelligence and facts only. You know, I never miss an opportunity to compare the Vybz Kartel case to current happenings. And in this particular incident right here, or this particular video, I'm about to compare the Vybz Kartel case to the Mcdonald case, which is Andre and Andrine Mcdonald in this picture that you see right here before us. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because a lot of people have been commenting in the comment section on my videos pertaining to this couple, saying that, oh, how I am quick to say that that man is innocent, that man is guilty, but I won't face the fact that Vybz Kartel is innocent, when the evidence in Vybz Kartel's case seems stronger than the evidence that they have against Andre Mcdonald. Now, you know, of course, I disagree with that big time. So I'm going to lay out all the facts, because it seems like a lot of people really don't pay attention to the videos, listen to the videos. That's why I feel like giving you more pictures than me sitting in front of the camera. I don't know, some people like them just look for me, I talk, but they're not hearing me speak. Alright, so let's start out with this. Let's start out with the McDonald's case. So police shows up to the McDonald's residence, the house that is shared with him, Andre and Andrine. Now remember, this man just spent a month in lockup, and he was subsequently bail reduced from $2 million to $300,000. He paid his bail and he walked out. They were hoping to keep him incarcerated, but it did not work out. So this is the pile of evidence they have against him. Let me lay it out for you. So the police shows up to their house on a welfare check. Her parents called the police. Her mom called the police and said, hey, we need you to go check on Andrine, check at her residence, because she isn't showing up to her appointments, not making the normal phone calls she would normally make and whatnot, right? Boom. Andre answers the door when the police show up. The police asks, where is your wife? He said she was gone to the hospital. She wasn't feeling too good. Okay. They immediately checked the hospital while they waited there, right there at the house. The hospital that he said she went to, the people said she did not come to that hospital. She's not there either. So they asked him again, look, we just checked the hospital. She's not there. Do you know where she might be? He changed his story again, second red flag, and said, look, we had a fight last night and she just left. People, she left, and her Porsche Cayenne, her vehicle of transportation, is still sitting at the residence in the garage, but she left in the middle of the night after a fight. Red flag again. He immediately said he wanted a lawyer. Red flag again. 3 red flags so far. Okay. After he said he wanted a lawyer, the family said, you know, we suspect foul play. The police immediately issued a search warrant and conducted the first search. On the first search, they found blood and hair on the bathroom switch. Listen, blood and hair. This is what I've been saying to people. If you could give me some concrete DNA proof, irrefutable evidence, because you cannot deny DNA unless somebody took your blood and put it on the scene of a crime, or took your fingerprint and placed it there. But you're going to have to explain what is your fingerprint or your blood splatter or hair doing there. You understand what I'm saying to you? So on the first search, they found blood and hair in their master bedroom, on the wall, on a switch, on the light switch. Blood and hair. That blood and hair was taken to a lab, a forensics lab, where it was determined that it was human blood and it was human hair. They're still waiting for the results to come back to say if the blood and the hair belong to Andrine. More blood was found on the bathroom floor on their second search of the house. Now, on the first search of the house, the detective says the first thing he noticed was that the floor looked like it had just been scoured clean. You know, when you clean floor and scrub it with Ajax, and then the bleach smell in the room and all that. But they still did see blood. And on the second search, they found more blood on the bathroom floor. Doing the maths? Alright. They searched further up the house. They found receipts. I've given you about 5 or 6 red flags so far. Searching the garage, searching the garbage, everything. They found receipts that this man had just torn up and placed in the garbage, right? Now, these receipts, after they carefully put them back together, because the detective described how fine the receipts were torn up, but this is their duty, right? They put the receipts back together at a forensic lab, and the receipts tells the date which led up to the time which she went missing. The receipts says that he purchased 2 5-gallon jugs of gasoline. He purchased industrial sized trash bags. He purchased a hatchet. He purchased shovel and some other things, which would make them believe that this was his plan to dispose of a body. The hatchet to chop up the body, the bag to put it in, the gasoline to burn up anything, especially 2 gallons worth, right? Not to mention, they found 2 burn pits. On their first visit to the property, they found 1 burn pit, and on their second visit, they found a new burn pit. And don't forget the zipper that was found in the burn pit. And the second burn pit, they said, clearly was used to dispose of paperwork, right? On the second one also, the shovel was seen in her Porsche. More blood evidence was found in his Chevy, and more evidence was found on her old cell phone and on his own cell phone. The biggest one of them all is this: their daughter. When they asked the autistic child, "Do you know what happened to mommy?" Do you know what she said? She said, "Daddy hurt mommy. Daddy hurt mommy." And she said that to the detective, and she said that to her mother's friend and business partner. So this tells me that this man is guilty as hell. Am I wrong for saying he's guilty? And it's not about look at his face, you can see the devil in his eyes. I'm not going off that. I'm not going off his looks. I'm not going off emotions. I'm going off the long list of what I call evidence here. Blood, 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 blood found in so many places is not circumstantial evidence. This is DNA. Now let's go over the Vybz Kartel case, alright, and find out what insurmountable amount of evidence these people are talking about in comparison. Don't forget all the evidence I just gave you so far in the Mcdonald, Andrea, and Andreen case. Now, over at Vybz Kartel's case here now, let me say this first. We're waiting on the appeal verdict to come through, right? And in the meantime that we're waiting on this appeal verdict to come through, I cannot help but to really think. The jury in Vybz Kartel case took 1 hour to find them guilty. Follow me closely now. They took 1 hour to find them guilty. 1 hour to go over all this evidence. Thousands of pages of evidence that is now actually taking the Supreme Court 7+ months to decide. So how did it take them 1 hour to decide on a guilty, but it's taking the highest court, which is situated in the UK, by the way, which is taking the highest court over 7 months to decide, because they are saying that it is thousands of pages that they have to sift through. Should it not have taken the jury in this case a longer time than 1 hour to sift through these thousands of pages, understand the argument from all angles, and come up with a balanced and fair conclusion? No, it took them 1 hour to come up with guilty, and the judge threw life at these guys. Now, let's start out with this one. People talk all the time about the cell phone evidence, voice note, right? Alright. On appeal, and this is what I said before the appeal trial even came around, or the appeal hearing even came around, on those voice notes, metadata was used to conclude that that piece of voice note, yo, I'm a chopped up file and wait, whatever what people are saying, or the prosecution said they wanted this to be used as an admittance of guilt. Nowhere in that voice note did it say I murdered anyone, right? It didn't even say anything close to that. However, let's forget about that. Metadata shows that it was recorded way before this incident. Way before this incident. And we're talking way before. Which would lead us to know that it had nothing to do with that particular incident. It's like, for instance, a shootout happened around my house last night. Police come take away my phone today. But there's a voice note on my phone from 6 months ago where I was talking to a brethren and I said, yo, you know, I said, Carly pass round so last night and make everybody around there feel lift up, you know. Telling the story of what happened last night, the shootout, and then playing that voice note and saying you would want that voice note to be taken as admittance of guilt or me knowing what happened last night would be for you to disregard the fact that that voice note was recorded 6 months ago prior to that incident. You understand? Alright. So there goes the voice note. Now let's go on to the so-called witness. The so-called witness, Chung or whatever his name, who said he jumped the wall and run and all this other stuff. It was the same witness who recanted his story later and told of police coercion and being pressured and threatened and abused and forced to say what he said. He recanted his story. He said the police make him say that. I don't know if you remember the X6 trial with the big rich man shoot down the little boy. In that, there was also where the taxi driver said, the police said, a long time we want to get him enough. So you have to make sure that this sticks. So here what I want you to say. Remember that? So if it can fly then, why can't it fly in this case? Still, in the Vybz Kartel case, there has been no DNA evidence at all. All circumstantial evidence so far. No body has been found. And let's talk about the house. So you have a house, right? And I've always said this. Why was that house so rushed to be demolished? They demolished the house and did away with the rubbles of the house with a quickness. That house should still be standing today. Even more so now today than any other time. Because it is under this appeal that Vybz Kartel's defense team could have got their own team of experts to fly into the country, say even from the UK or the USA or Canada, their own set of forensic experts, and even under luminol, they would have been able to find some kind of blood pattern somewhere, given the way how the prosecution described that lizard was supposedly killed in this house. Now, remember the video clip. So men are standing around with pickaxe and pickaxe stick, and somebody say, yo, you lick him, you cut him throat, and this and that. Alright. Take this into consideration with all your intelligence that you've been given. if an individual is beaten with a pickaxe, do you know what a pickaxe is? If an individual is beaten to death with a pickaxe stick, their throat slashed, and they are pummeled. This is the manner in which the prosecution described that Lizard met his demise. Now, I am no genius, but it leads me to believe that if, and this is where I argue the importance of the house still being around, if an individual was done in this manner in any room, anywhere, there would be, regardless of if you firebomb that house or anything, that structure was still standing. There would have been some form of evidence. Blood would have sprayed somewhere. Understand? There would have been some form of evidence somewhere. When you hit with the pickaxe and you go down and then you come up to swing again, that blood is going against the walls, it's going against the ceiling, it's going over the floors, everything. It would have been almost virtually impossible to get rid of every piece of evidence if this had been the case, right? But no such thing. With that house gone though, all we're left with is the words of the prosecution. And remember, in a case like this, it is the prosecution's duty to prove. And without that house and forensic evidence saying this is where it happened, there is no proof. That is only me saying. Anybody can say, yo, SouFlo, them take the boy, you know, and carry him go over there, so, you know, and murder the boy, you know, I said them chop him up, you know, beat him up, you know, cut him throat, you know. Where did it happen? Over there, so in the yellow house. But we mashed down the yellow house long time, man, and dash it where? Rubbles. Okay. Where's the proof? The proof would have been in the yellow house. How come you don't have the yellow house? We needed the yellow house to go in there with a forensic team and some luminol and find some evidence, right? Now, in closing, I'm going to say this again. Stop comparing the Mcdonald Andreen case to the Vybz Kartel case and talking about there's more evidence against Vybz Kartel. There's insurmountable evidence against Andre Mcdonald. He is guilty as hell, and even a blind person and a deaf person can see and hear that. On the Vybz Kartel case, they have not proven that guilt, and there is absolutely no evidence here. Circumstantial, even maybe. Let's not talk about tampered with. If Vybz Kartel had been in the USA or the UK, he would have been a free man today, right? Andre Mcdonald is in the USA and he is going to prison. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. It's SouFLoTV, man. I'm out. Peace.